personal brand, try as much as possible to build a community around you, because you on your own, you are a brand. So don't sell yourself short. So that was how like my experience into community management like started. And like I said, at that time, I did not know that there was anything like community management. So at that time, I did not even know that there was anything like tech. So in August 2022, when I decided to pivot into tech, I first started out as a product designer, because I don't know if you guys knew of this particular time where there was this particular wave. Like when you go on Twitter, everybody, I'm a product designer. Oh, I'm so excited to be starting this product design course. Like literally everybody. And me now, as a newbie just joining tech, I joined the bandwagon. I was calling myself product designer when I literally did not know what I was doing. I was just vibing and designing rubbish and posting on Twitter. Okay, so then I think that particular experience actually made me sit down and ask myself, like, do I really want to do something because other people are doing it, or do I want to do something that I know that I literally have the skill to do? So when I decided to switch, I had to sit down and like make a research, and that was when I came across community management. And when I did like a very deep research, I'm like, this is literally what I have been doing for my own brand as a business owner, right? So why not I just transition into community management? And initially I was scared because I was like, oh, what will people say? Look at this girl, I've been posting product design. All of a sudden now, this girl know they stay one place. Now anything where she see, she go one do. So that was my initial fear. But I'm glad that I literally transitioned into community management. So that was literally how my journey started. And guys, you will not believe that for the very first job that I got in the tech space as a community manager, which is my current job at Groove Tickets, community manager, when they were asking me, oh, tell us about your experience and everything, literally what I used to sell myself was the experience and the amazing things that I achieved while building my own community for bakers. Like there were proofs, they could see it. Do you get? So that's why I literally tell people, like I literally tell God, why am I using the word literally a lot? I tell people all the time, if community management is something that you want to do, right? This is my own advice. So I would say, make sure that you study how communities in various industries function, because that's literally what makes you a community professional. That's what's going to stand you out. Like if they call you, okay, Onome Benson, can you manage a community in Web3? Yes, you can do it. Can you manage a community in gaming? Can you manage a community in open source? Do you get? So I used that experience to sell myself, and I got my very first role, which is in my current company, Groove Tickets. And ever since then, it's been just me building in public. Like this is what I would always advise anybody to do: build in public. And people feel like, oh, you need to be an extrovert to build in public. Me, I don't consider myself as an extrovert, right? But I'm just that person who likes to put out my work, let people know of my progress, and let people also know of my wins, like just authentically being myself. Because I believe that people would only show you what they want you to see. And that's what I basically do on my socials. So if you're scared of, oh, you don't want to put out your private life, you can control the narrative, but then don't control it in a way that you're going to be faking it. You have to like authentically be yourself. So that's how my journey into community management started. And is there another thing I'm missing out? So, okay. So last year, I decided to, widen my community experience. And that was when I reached out to an open source community called Gnome Africa. And at that, looking for a volunteer community manager. So I was like, awesome, this is a perfect opportunity for me. And I took on the role. And that particular experience also helped me see how communities in the open source space functions. Do you get? So that's why I would like reiterate on what I say. If community management is what you want to do, try as much as possible to explore various industries before you can now sit down and say, okay, since you've explored this and this, this is what you want to settle for. This is like my own advice. So another person might just tell you, oh, just niche down immediately. Because I always love to talk. I always love rather to talk from a place of my own experience and what works for me. And also shout out to some of the community members of Gnome Africa that I can see here. Geoffrey Logovi, yes, he was a community member in Gnome Africa, or rather he's still a community member in Gnome Africa because the community is still there. Although I'm no longer managing the community, like that was more like a volunteering experience I was trying to build, and thankfully that particular stage of my life has passed. Then Okay, I'll just go ahead to share like some of the lessons that I've learned on this journey. So number one, don't let the fear of the unknown keep you from exploring new opportunities. So you can imagine if I was letting the fear of the unknown like just tie me down to product design because I'm scared of, oh, what will people say? Do you get? So change can always lead to unexpected and rewarding paths. And I'm so glad because this particular part that I am currently working in, it has paved way, has paved like way for me. It has brought about like opportunities. Although there are times where I feel overwhelmed with like what's happening, and there are times where I feel like, okay, gosh, like because the industry is constantly changing, and if you're somebody who is just waiting for information to be fed to you, you would probably not grow. So I've literally given out one tip that has actually helped me grow. So the second lesson that I've learned is that people will always have opinions, but it's your life and it's your journey. So trust yourself and your decisions. So if you are at that particular stage in your tech career and you are feeling like, okay, should you do this? Should you do that? Or let's say you want to make a switch from this particular career path to this particular career path and you're considered about what people would say, please trust yourself and trust your decisions and know that the career would always be there. It's something that you can always switch. It's something that you can always explore. And you as a person, you are allowed to explore as much as you can. Number three lesson that I've learned is that it's natural to feel scared or uncertain, but pushing through those feelings can lead to incredible growth and success. And then another lesson to wrap it up is starting over in a new field can be intimidating, but then it can also be a chance for you to rediscover your strengths and your passions. So I think the story that I told at the beginning basically like explains this, because you can imagine if I did not go to research on the other tech skills that were available, I would probably still have been maybe doing product design and doing very well at it. Because honestly, one thing I believe in life is that you can do whatever you put your mind to. But maybe for me, product design was not just my thing. It was not something that I had interest in. Do you get? So this is your cue to try. Don't let the fear of other people's opinion hold you back from pursuing your dreams. Then I'll now move over to some of the ways I've been able to grow as a community manager. So number one, I'll literally tell people you can take all the courses on earth, but it's like the action, that's like literally where you would grow and where you would strengthen your community muscles. So me being in the field, like building my own community already gave me that experience, that basic experience that I needed to, you know, just hit it off with. Do you get? So number one, use an existing community as your testing ground. So if you are at that stage whereby maybe you don't want to start your own community, look for an existing community and use it as your own testing ground. For example, now there is HerTechAfrica. You can literally reach out to Faith and tell Faith that, oh, you're a newbie starting out in the field of, oh God, I don't know, sorry guys, I'm like using community management as a case study because that's literally what I do, right? So you can literally reach out to Faith and tell her, oh, you are someone, you want to, you're looking at getting started in the field of community management and you would love to use the community as a means to explore and learn. Do you get? So you're working hand in hand with other community managers that you already have and you're learning, you're using this particular community to build your experience. So that's always what I would say. Look for a community in a field that you're passionate about. It could be Web3, it could be open source, it could be a tech forum like HerTechAfrica, or it could even be like a professional network. Just look for a community and use it as your testing ground. So you want to spend time engaging as a regular member. Then you also want to start by contributing and asking questions. So, okay. So volunteering literally helped me grow because, like I said, the very first volunteering role I had as a community manager was for Noma Africa and open source community. And that helped me build my community experience, my community muscle in the area of open source. And that particular experience also paved way for me in terms of like speaking opportunities, connecting with other amazing open source enthusiasts like Geoffrey, Logovi, Harmony Elendu, and some other open source folks doing amazing things. So volunteering literally helped me. So one thing I would say is if you're someone starting out in the field, If you can find paid volunteering roles, that is good. But then your money should not be your major focus. You get learning and getting the experience should be what you literally focus on. So volunteering helped me. Then number two, I think one of the important principles that I applied when I was running my business, and also that I'm currently applying right now that is working for me, is honestly building in public. Putting out what you do. Because I tell people, how will I know that you are a programmer if I've never, or you've never told me that you're a programmer? So how will I know that you do something if I've not seen you put it out there or let people know that that's what you do? Because that's what building in public would help you do. So building in public has helped me. And like I said, people feel like the concept of building in public is so hard to fathom. I think that's the word I'll use here. But then building in public, like I said, it's just putting out your work as much as possible. Try and attend events. These are like things that will help you build your professional network, that will help you connect with people. Attending events is also a way to, network, because networking is not just restricted to the online realm. Sometimes you need to go out of like the online realm and go into the physical realm and like network with real humans, real people. You get? So I mentioned volunteering, I mentioned building in public, putting out your work, sharing your progress. So there was this stuff that I started doing recently that I think has been helping me, because a recruiter literally reached out to me yesterday, and he said it was from that particular post that he saw, and he reached out to me. So what I call weekly wrap up. So literally for that weekly wrap up, I just share what I've been able to do this week, and the various things I've been able to achieve. So that's also one way. If you're probably not a social media person, you can just maybe take out once every week and just put out your weekly wrap up, something you've been able to achieve that week. If you're taking a course, put it out there. Oh, you're taking this particular course, and this is what you learned, and this is how you're going to implement it. Do you get? So volunteering, building in public. What again am I forgetting? Networking. So like I also mentioned, attending event, networking has also helped me grow as a CM, because most of the times, more of the opportunities that I get is usually based on referral. People just saying, oh, I know somebody that can do this. And that's what networking can do. It can open doors of opportunities for you. So as much as possible, online events like this, physical events, try as much as possible to attend. Then is there another thing that I'm leaving out? Let me just go through my notes to ensure that I'm not missing out on anything. Okay, then finally, as much as you can, for the community managers right here on this page, this is like one free advice that I will give to you. So let's say you do not want to start a community, or you do not want to volunteer. Another thing that can help you put yourself out there is doing what we call community audits and community research, right? So basically what we mean by community audits is like you join a community like HerTechAfrica, and then you basically observe. So what and what do you feel like is working in this community? What and what do you think can be done better? And what are the strategies or initiatives that you propose that you think will work for them? That's literally an audit, and you put it out there online. So people, what that does for you is that it makes you position yourself as an authority figure in the part. And I feel like this can work for any niche. That is why for designers, you always see designers putting out their designs, putting out their work and saying, oh, I just designed this flyer, I just designed this. But for we as community managers, it's always hard, because the work that we do can only be expressed in terms of results. It's not just something we cannot just design a fancy something and say, oh, this is what. No, it has to be like in terms of results. Oh, I've grown this community. Oh, I created this initiative and implemented this. Oh, I hosted this particular event. Do you get? So I think that's it from my end. So if you have any question, I think now is the time. And I hope I did not talk too much. Yes.
Not at all. Like not at all. Thank you so much for that. That was so like, I don't even know the perfect English is for it. Please let's keep bringing up the emojis, guys, because she really deserves it. Thank you so much, baby. So you mentioned some things that I actually noted them down. You said something like, oh, that's amazing. You said something about them pushing, like newbies pushing themselves out there for people to know what exactly they are doing. But there's something called imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the major things that newbies usually face. Can you just, talk a little bit about it? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. So even me, I think imposter syndrome is something that I also face. But then, how do I even overcome this imposter syndrome? It's just knowing that
Mm.
there are people out there who are looking up to me, and whether or not I like it, like it's from this particular thing is what is paying my bills. So come on, if I let imposter syndrome take the best of me, who go can't they pay the bills? So I think that alone like is a motivating factor. And I think like just having that's why it's important that in whatever you do, you have that passion for it. Because it's literally that passion sometimes that would keep you or bring you out from that imposter syndrome. And also, I feel like we as techies, we should also know that it's okay to take breaks. You cannot be consistently doing one thing every time. Sometimes just like take a rest. And okay, if you notice, okay, for people who follow me on LinkedIn, like what I just come on LinkedIn to do right now is just my weekly wrap-ups. So for Mondays to Thursdays, you might not see me on LinkedIn, but on Fridays or Saturdays when I come to do my weekly wrap-up, like that's literally when you see me active, because I've just told myself that like if I burn out, I don't want to get to that stage of burnout. So I should just take the well-deserved rest that I need. So we should understand that as creatives, definitely imposter syndrome is something that we'll always face. Whether you're a newbie or you're a professional, it's something that you would definitely face. And yeah, like for me, I always like to share what works for me and not just what I see or a random thing that I see on the internet. For me, how I basically come out from that imposter syndrome timeline or duration is when I remember, okay, there are a lot of people looking up to me. Oh, if I don't do the work, like who will do it? Whether I do it now or I do it later, the work is still waiting for me. Do you get? And also the rewards for me, like the rewards aside monetary benefits, the how do I put it? Like there's this reward that like transcends money, like that feeling of fulfillment. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That feeling of fulfillment and that feeling that you're working in purpose. That's literally what helps me get out of that whole imposter syndrome. But yeah, like I'm open to learning from others. So if you've ever like faced or you've had that imposter syndrome, like please, you can grab the mic and come and tell us how you've been able to deal with it. We're always here to learn from each other. So
Yes, definitely. I would love to share mine. But before that, I think Chidima has been raising an ask since. I think she has a question for you. Before I share
also,
my own. Okay, Chidima, are you there?
All right, thank you for this opportunity. Phoebe, you did well. Um, okay, the part where you said for community managers that don't want to start putting out what they are doing or they don't have a community they are volunteering for, that they can actually do a community audit, then share it. So, like, is it not going to be a problem? Let me say, for example, I join a community now and I'm just studying the community and I gather my audits, then share it. Won't it be a problem?
okay, so I want to share a post that I made where, sorry, just give me like a minute. So, okay, let me, I'm using my laptop. Okay, let me wait to share it. So for this particular research that I did, this is like a very quick research, more like an audit that I did. So there's this particular community called Board Game Cafe, right? So what I did with that particular research was just basically exploring their winning strategies and tailoring them to how community managers in the open source and Web3 space can adapt them. So sometimes you don't really have to come and open the community's bomb to say, oh, this and this is what they're not doing well. Do you get? And you can just research their winning strategies, because most of the times what people need is actually, oh, is this thing working for this community? Oh, if it's working for this community, then I can take it and refine it and it will work for me. So that's also something that you can do. Another thing, so let's say you want to do an in-depth research where you talk about both the fails the winning strategies and all, then you necessarily do not have to mention that community's name. You can use a different community, like just give the community a name that does not exist and say that, okay, oh, but this particular community that you're going to withhold the name for various reasons, do you get? But this and this are what you think can be done. Or you can even do the community research and send it to the team leads themselves, telling them that, okay, oh, this and this is something that you came up with. These are areas that you feel like they can improve in. Do you get? So everything is just, it's just weighing your options. Do you get? And yeah. So I wanted to share this article that I wrote, this quick research that I wrote, to give you like a preview of what I mean by actually a community audit or even a community research. Do you get? So I don't know if I was able to answer your question. Just let me know. If you have further questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you so much. You really cleared my curiosity.
Okay. I hope I did. If I did not, tell me.
Please talk.
Talk. Now is the time. We'll talk. So okay, I want to take
Alright.
at Itam. So Itam, so like in what ways would you, because you sound like somebody, I don't know if you're a community manager, but in what ways, if you are a community manager, in what ways do you think you can implement this community audit and community research thing that we just discussed?
All right. Okay, I'm currently a community manager for 2 communities, though not
Awesome.
Web3. So for this community audit you just spoke about, how I can implement it is, for one of the communities I'm managing, I'm going to do an audit for them this August to know the winning strategies that has been happening between July and August. So specifically this August, then the failures, the part that are failing at, then compile it, send it to the team and my boss too for a review so that we can know how to do better in September.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Itam. So when you do that, you can literally go online to say, oh, I just worked on a community audit for my community. Like this is literally like a way of putting yourself out there. Oh, I just created this community audit. These and these were the challenges I faced while creating the community audit. And or you can just say, here and here is how you went about creating the community audit. Most of the times we don't necessarily need to, like, how do I put it? We can just share the process that we took in doing something. Do you get? So that's also another way to like put it out there. So thank you so much, Itam, for answering that question.
All right, thank you. I've grabbed this.
Yes, you got it.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. And I believe others can like also learn from what Etham also shared now.
Yeah.
So if I want to talk about the way I conquer my imposter syndrome, which I still believe, like you said, even if you're still an Ibi or a senior or something, you will surely still face imposter syndrome. It's not something that goes easily like that anyway. But at first, I was already informed about imposter syndrome right from day one I started tech, because like I said, I was around experienced people that are men and all, like, so they already told me like there's something called imposter syndrome. If you know that you want to be successful in this tech field, just forget about that imposter syndrome at first. Don't care about whatever people say. Don't care about what they see or what they say. All what you should be focused about is how you want to be successful in this thing. You need to find your why you started that particular thing. Why I started in the first place is because I feel like if I do this, I'm going to, eat what I'm actually looking forward up to. And everybody, apart from having a passion for something, we always want to like pursue that particular thing because of money. Anyway, because of money and our profile out there in the society. So I was like, the first I started this thing is because I wanted to show my family member Pepe, and I want to I want to like show everyone in my society that this thing exists. Women can also do it. So I saw myself as one of the the statue, let me just put it like that, like, I'm one of the representative of women in my local community, right? So I felt like if anything happens to me, nobody wants to like start this thing anymore. Do you get? So that was what actually keep pushing me forward till I learned how to like, learn how to like manage this a little way until I actually like have someone around my corner, surround myself with people that really motivate me. You get, and one of them is also, or like you did on the call anyway. I came last support, so as one of these people that really amazing, that are really helping me with everything when it comes to I just go to them, talk to them. Oh, this thing I'm facing, is there any way we could do this? And they will just give me advice, and I'll feel motivated again. I'll like continue whatever I'm doing. So it's something like you need to like surround yourself with people that you think they have more experience than you. That's exactly why community is there for everyone. So please try to do that. If it's going to be probably someone that knows more about you, or that has like-minded person, like-minded people like you also. So that's how I was able to like face mine. So anybody that wants to like share their experience,
Yeah, so
and
wanted
maybe
to
we
say,
have some people. Yeah.
I wanted to just add, I feel like joining communities too can also help you overcome imposter syndrome, because
Yes,
especially if the
definitely.
community that you're part of is a community that offers that safe space for support, right? It would help you overcome that feeling of imposter syndrome, because when you see other people when you know that other people are passing through the same thing, you know that you're not alone. And then when you also see the amazing things that other people are doing, that alone would also motivate you to burst out from that feeling of imposter syndrome and get to work. So yeah, guys, I would have to be jumping off right now because I have another event I'm supposed to be at by 6.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. So any other question that people have for Phoebe, you can just drop in the call message or chat her up online at Phoebe Cakes on Twitter and I mean X, or you can just tell them where they can reach out to you, because I'm sure people will surely still have questions for you.
Yeah, let me just put it in this. And Fred, I wanted to say, like, really amazing work that you're doing with HerTechAfrica, and I cannot wait to see the amazing things, the initiatives you guys come up with. Like, I'm really, I've right now this community is on my radar, so I'm just observing you guys. So, in any way that I can participate or I can contribute, please do well to let me know.
All right, definitely. Thank you so much for that. All right, thank you so much for joining this call, Phoebe. Have a nice day. We'll chat to you later.
It was awesome. Thank you guys so much. Wait, I want to take like a virtual screenshot. Everybody say cheese.
Cheers.
This was really nice.
Okay. All right.
Cheese.
So
Cheese.
I would like everyone to
Cheese.
okay. So if you have, I think we've come to the last thing we have on our agenda for today is before that, would you like to, I believe some we are going to like, we learned a lot from what Phoebe has already taught us, or what she shared about her experience and all. So you can just type in the comment message what you've learned today, or what you like say to Attack Africa, or what you are really looking forward to. So I would like to open the floor to anyone that have question now. Please, if you have any question you would like to ask, you can just type it in the comment message, or you can raise your hand as well while I take the questions. All right, Onome.
Okay, so good evening. I'm so sorry I made a mistake like earlier. Just as Phoebe said, I thought this was like a sub of what I was trying to say. So my question is, how can someone like contribute to this? Let's say I'm a community manager and I want to contribute to this program or this purpose.
Okay. You can reach out to me. Are you on the community already?
I just registered. I just saw a link. I registered.
Okay. Okay. You can reach out to me directly from the community. Then we're going to talk about how you can contribute to HerTechAfrica. Is that fine with you?
Yes, yes, that's fine. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, do anybody have any question you would like to, talk about, or you want to ask me? Please, let's write. You can just write the message in the call message, or you raise your hand. So, I would like to do a little recap about what, what's it called? What Phoebe told us, and I would like to be sharing my own experience with it as well. So she said something about networking. Honestly speaking, we you can't really know where networking could take you to, because anywhere you go to, you try to network with different people, because you might not know, maybe that's the person that will help you in the future. Because one key thing about tech is that you need to like keep networking with people, not ordinary people, but with amazing people. Because most especially the offers I've gotten today is through networking anyway. Honestly, like 80% of it is through networking. So you try to like network with anybody you see, go to events, virtual events, like this, or physical event like she mentioned. You can go there, see, okay, you're going to this place because of this particular person, or try to network with the person when you get there. Fine, you might feel like reluctant to go and meet the person to talk with. But trust me, you have to overcome that thing, because you have to have one thing in your at the back of your mind, that you are starting this thing because of something. You must have your why before you start this thing. Okay, probably the reason why you started is because you want to have what's it called, you want to, there's somebody that will pay your bills and all like that. Okay, that's a particular intangible reason why you started that particular skill or career you started. You need to like have that at the back of your mind, that you're starting this and you need to be successful in it. It's always very difficult to move on with it. Honestly speaking, it's always very difficult. But when you surround yourself with people that are really amazing, you have your circle. It's really hard to have that anyway, but you have your circle, people you can talk to whenever you are down, because there's no way, as you're learning, you're going to like feel down about it, like you want to like feel, you don't want to like continue again. But trust me, when you surround yourself with these people and you see them doing amazing things, you follow different women that into that particular thing you're doing, you feel, you feel motivated to continue, like this person is doing it, definitely I can also achieve this as well. So you need to, another thing she's to talk about was I think we already talk about imposter syndrome. She said something about you need to like put what you do out there. Let people know you do. Okay, you started your journey today as a tech person. You started today, okay, you are learning design, right? For example, you're learning product design. The first day you started, try to create a social media presence for yourself, because you might not know, there are a lot of people that will be, tracking what you're doing. Like she said now, she said our height is going to be on us. Okay, fine. And I believe a lot of people out there will just be like, oh, we need to like see what people are actually doing. So it's so simple like that. People, once you start posting out there, people will start tracking what you are doing, because you might not know, tomorrow the person that is tracking you can just reach out to you. They want to see what you are capable of doing before, because this tech thing, if you don't put yourself out there, or anything you're doing, even if it's a business aspect, right? If you don't push what you're doing outside, people will not patronize you. It's as simple as that. So the first day you started, okay, today is my first day. I started learning this social thing at this place. This is what I've learned today. Please, I would like to be sharing my the way the journey is going on here. Please follow me and then like and something like that. Fine. You might not even have up to like, you might not even have to up to like 5 likes at first. You might not even see any engagement. You shouldn't focus on that, because it is very normal. So yeah, you need to like know that, okay, this is what you want to achieve. Just focus on yourself. Just keep posting out there. Keep posting. One day, that's how I got my first role, honestly, because after 3 months of learning project design, I got my first job. Not because they came to my DM, or they come to my they spoon feed me, all they used to say it, or they come to my house and say, oh, we are looking for project designer. No, ever since I started ever since I started the learning, it was even self-learning anyway. So I posted myself out there. I started posting my job for people to see, okay, this is what I can do. This is what I have practiced today. This is what I've done. They just reach out to me, like they've been following what I've been posting for a while, and they've never even for once liked my post. That's one thing about it. They would never, those people, they would not even like your post. So they were like, they started they've been following what I've been posting out there and blah blah blah. They want me to like work in their company as an intern. This is the social amount they're going to be paying me. It was just like that on LinkedIn. And it was LinkedIn. My best project I've gotten so far, best appointment I've gotten so far, apart from people, my friends around me reaching out to me like, Alpha, this person needs a product designer, can you work on this? Is on LinkedIn. This is one of the platforms I could actually recommend for you. You're starting afresh, you're starting this thing, anything you want to like do, start up documenting it on LinkedIn, because it's a global that place is a global platform. There's a lot of people from different worlds, different culture and everything there. Twitter, you cannot, I mean X, you can also leverage on X as well. But most of people are out on, I don't know, it depends on what works for you, right? I see that place as a joke place anyway. So I leverage on LinkedIn very well. I usually post on X as well. I post on X. If you see my post on LinkedIn, I'll push it to X as well, because I don't know where the person and the people that reach out to me are going to come from. So another thing she mentioned was volunteering. At first, you don't need to like focus on the money aspect, honestly, because it's draining. You will give up easily when you focus on the money at first. Like, people are getting this so amount, why can't I get it? My first role, the first job I talked about, it was, how much was I given then? I think it was 30K. Yes, I started with 30K then, and I was working full time. I didn't actually look into that money aspect because I felt like this thing is something that is very necessary. I need to build my portfolio with real life projects. I need to build my portfolio with real life projects, because this is not where this is not even my beginning. That's why I saw it then. So, but I need something to push into my portfolio. They should not be seeing any only design on my portfolio. They must see something that is real, what's it called? A real life project. They could also say, okay, they click on this link, it went to that particular link. That's why I was after at the first, because I know if I focus on the money, nothing, I will eventually give up. Or you might see people posting out there like what she said. Phoebe said something like, people they package themselves out there, but you need to like know how you package yourself so that you not be faking it. A lot of people out there, they do fake it. You don't need to look into that, because everything you see online is not real, right? You might see people posting, today I got my first role, this is how much I'm getting. Everything is a lie. After the first role, there is going to be there's one thing about any career skills you pick, right? That first one, if you do years, the next one you're going to get, believe me, it's going to be like as if you skyrocket that particular payment you are getting. The next role I got after 3 months of working with them, the first role I got was I think 150K. Yes. Imagine moving from 30K. Okay, imagine moving from 30K to 150. That's like as if that's a lot you get. So you need to like, the first one you get, you need to like put so much dedication into it. Let them know. You have to document every step you do. Every step you need to document it down, because that's what it's going to tell at the end. Imagine working with them and then you don't have anything to showcase, like this thing. And we have a lot of people that they'll feel like, okay, they are startups and they will be draining you. We have them a lot outside, so you need to like be very careful if you see anyone of them like that. So another thing she talked about is don't hesitate to switch to any career. Don't hesitate to switch to any career. At first, you need to like pick one. You can't do everything. You need to like pick one. Just go for what your mind says you should go for. Just go for it. Just put your mind into it. Okay, this is what I'm starting with. At the end of the day, you will later see you later find your niche in it. For example, I started as a product designer, right? I started as a graphic designer. Yes, I started when I went to the tech hub that I mentioned when I was sharing the story. yeah, the story was about me anyway. I didn't say that. So that story was me. I was born and brought up here in Ilorin, Kwara State. So for those people that know how Ilorin is, you can really easily relate. So I started as a graphic designer there. I felt like, okay, I just want to do something. I just want to learn something. They said, okay, I should start with graphic design. Okay, I started after 6 months of learning graphics there. That was when I found out like there's something called product design. I could not enroll myself into product design because of the fee and all. So, but I could not talk to my parents at home because they would not want to pay again for the second one, because the first one, it was like a tug of war between us. So imagine me going to them and say, okay, I want to learn product design, come and pay. No, never. They would not even answer me because they don't even want me to go into it in the first place. So the second one, I felt like, okay, it's going to be a self-learning one for me, because a lot of people used to do self-learning and they usually get it right. So that was when I started using YouTube. With I already associated I already associated myself with all these people that I met in the first place, and the owner of the tech hub, that's Malhub. So I already associated myself with them, so it was very easy for me with the self-learning. So on the long run, I saw another thing that interests me. That was community management. I wasn't ashamed to pick it up because I know this is something I could actually do as well, with combining with product design. I did not leave one for one because I know I can cope with the two. But if you know you cannot cope with the two, just pick one and leave the rest. Right now, I'm a product designer. I'm working as a product designer in a company. I'm also working as a community manager in an international company. So it's something that if you feel like, okay, this is something you can do, you can. Nobody, don't let anybody feel like, don't let anybody let you feel less about yourself. You can do it. I believe women are more, we have this, God gave us this power more than when it comes to like this creativity aspect, right? We might not know you have that creativity in you. Try to unleash it out. Let the world know who you are. Let them know the real gifts that God has given you. So another thing is don't let the fear of unknown tie you down, like she's mentioned. And before you find your niche, make research. So you need to like make research as you are learning that particular skill you picked at first. Try to continue making research about it. Make research of different skills we have in tech. So you need to like build your brand. I already mentioned something like that as well. So I believe this all these things is going to keep you motivated to like keep moving forward, because uh I believe we are all here and we have a lot of things to achieve in life. So please don't let anybody let you feel down about yourself. So I think I'll give the floor to Nifemi to ask a question, because I think she raised up her hand. Mobola Nifemi.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'm sorry my environment might be quite noisy, but then okay, I want to say thank you very much for this session that we've had. That's really been an eye opener to me, and I want to say thank you to Onome. She sent me this link to join even while the session was on already. So my question is actually that okay, currently I'm actually a virtual assistant, and this community management thing, I've been seeing it around, but then I've not really paid attention to it. But then I wanted to ask that um to be a community manager, okay, fine, you said there are different niches. The lady that spoke before, she said there are different niches that you can, become their community manager. So I wanted to ask that for someone to become a community manager for like a tech community, maybe like a tech company, and you want to manage their community, must you actually be like must you
Hello.
yes, can you hear me?
I think I lost you for a few seconds.
Okay, so I was saying that for someone to become like a community manager for like maybe a tech company or some, okay, let me use cybersecurity for an example, because I have a little
Okay.
background in cybersecurity. For me to become like a cybersecurity, maybe like one of their companies, a community manager in one of the companies or startups, do I have to like be a cybersecurity professional? Like, do I have to be a tech professional to become a community manager for a tech company? I don't even understand my question.
Okay, like must you have technical experience in the industry before you be a community manager for them?
Yes.
Okay. You don't you need to have the basic knowledge about it. You need to know exactly what they are doing. Yes, but you don't need to be an expert, if you could understand what I'm trying to say. You don't need to be an expert in that
Yes.
particular field, but you must have the knowledge. You must learn how to, so that if they're saying anything, you could be able to relate with it easily. Because as a community manager, you are the face of that company. So
Yes.
imagine anybody from outside is seeing you and asks you about that particular company you're working with, and you cannot give them an elaborate word or elaborate sentence of what the company is doing. That's like a slap on someone's face. You get. So you need to like understand what exactly the company is doing perfectly. If you feel like you want to go into this aspect, you want to be a community manager for this company, you need to like start learning their culture, start learning everything about that product itself, learn about the skills that is attached to that particular company. So with that, you'll be able to have more knowledge about the company, be able to have knowledge about how the people works there and the real product itself, and how to like move the product from where it is to a faster level. So, and
Thank you
I
very
think
much.
that would be the last question we're going to answer for this call today. To wrap it up, um okay, we'll be having this kind of event often now in our community, and we're going to be like posting it out on our social medias, because we're going to be bringing different amazing women from different tech fields. Today we started with community manager, right? So tech we're going to bring in different amazing women in different tech fields. So kindly follow us on our social media. Kindly follow us on our socials, and join our community for the upcoming training we want to do as well. We have a training we want to like plan for different skills aspect, where we're going to be covering software development, product design, data analysis, and it's going to be for free, right? So you need to like to have access to this, to join our cohort, our first cohort, you can join us in our community and then follow us on all our socials. So the link to the community is in the income message. You can just copy it, share it to other some of your friends that have this mindset that you want to like pursue something in tech. And then later on, like I already said when I was presenting my screen, is that HerTechAfrica is only going to be focusing on only tech alone later. So for tech, you can join our community for more updates about this. So thank you everyone for joining this call. It's an amazing one, honestly. So you can start dropping any comments or feedback on your socials, on the income message. You can start dropping it for what's it called, for us to like, be able to understand if we actually serve you well. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much for joining this call. Let's say chi.
Chi.
Okay, I think we can keep the emoji coming. I keep the emojis coming. I want to like make a screenshot. Let's keep the emoji coming, please. Keep it
Chi.
coming. Let's keep it coming. All right,
Cheese.
everyone.
All right, thank
Bye.
you.
You're welcome.
Um, God, I beg.